Hey, Happy New Year! I'm Creative Mom Kamela, and I hope you all are having a wonderful January 1st. So, the fresh start. So, you're going to help me do some UV resin and work on my home sign. I made this board probably years ago, and it is past time to put my centers on this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use UV resin and an acrylic blank, and I'm going to start getting my home sign created. So join me and I'll show you how I do it. All right, so I am going to use uh, mica powder and an acrylic blank. I'm going to use the snowflake, a couple silicone brushes, a mixing cup, UV resin. I really like the Craft Chameleon UV resin. I'm also going to be using Craft Chameleon Champagne Dreams glitter. And I wanted to show you this mica powder a little bit because I've tried several different kinds and this one is my favorite by far. So it's worth a mention. This is by Limlimo. I never say it right. But you have so many choices in colors, so many, and they just work really well. The only issue I have is storing them, so now I have them in a Dollar Tree basket. I hole punched them at one time and I hung them, and that's okay until you need one. So the basket is what I'm going with now. Not saying I like it. The other thing I want to point out that I do is, especially if you're a seller, is when you're making ornaments for sale, write what you're using. So I write on the back of here, which ornament I did this, and I can always cross it off when I'm done and continue down. But that's a super helpful tip. So you'll see my writing on several of them. I pulled a couple shades of the blue or teal colors I was looking at today. And I think that the sky is it's calling my name. So, but I had sky and sea as kind of my blue choices, and then teal and mint were my other two choices I was kind of debating. But we're going to go with the sky. So I'm going to put those in my basket. And we're going to start with the mica powder. So I didn't say a stir stick. You can use the end of this brush. So the brown one, this comes in a pack. The brown ones don't have this, but the light blue ones have a stir stick. I also have silicone stir sticks, and they work out well for measuring as well. So the reason I say that is I take a scoop. So I'm going to do one scoop. This ornament's pretty small, and we're going to mix a little glitter. I might do a little more, so 2 scoops. It's been just a minute since I've been in UV resin, and I'm really excited to get back in it. All right, so wet wipes are also an essential item when working with UV resin and powders. That's my opinion. So my glitter is kind of messy. I had an incident where everything fell off my glitter shelf, and you can only imagine. So my glitter containers are really messy, and everything in here is glitter. So a friend of mine, I'm going to add UV resin now, and like a teaspoon or 2, so not much to start, but it's about a scoop to a teaspoon. So a scoop of mix-in to about a teaspoon. But not too long ago, some friends of ours came over, and they have an adorable little girl. All their kids are adorable. But she wrote on my door and made me a sign that says, "Enter this room and prepare to be glittered." She's not wrong. Okay, so that's about 1 teaspoon, and you see how thick that is? So we definitely need more resin. I should have flipped this bottle upside down. I am running this one out. Depending on the temperature, your UV resin may be thicker or more runny, so just keep that in mind. And I'll show you the consistency that I like. This is not quite there. I must have done more mix-ins than I thought. A little more. Come on. All right, this is going to get it. And I'll show you. So I'm going to take it as close as I can here. So it allows me to stir it and it still spreads. Let's see, can I get, there we go. So see how it's fallen off that stick? So that's about the consistency we're going for. And then I'm going to go ahead and just clean this stick up. Set it to the side here. So acrylic blanks have, and I've never seen any without, but they have protective coating. I get my acrylic blanks from Craft Chameleon. And so you just want to peel the acrylic, the backing off one side. And I'm going to show you that at the end when we peel the other side off. I've already peeled this side off. And I'm going to go ahead and coat the whole thing with this UV resin and colorant. So I'm going to start for this one, I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. I am so excited. I truly have had that board for 3 years. That board is what made me find Craft Chameleon, and that's been a wonderful journey, and I am ready to finish this project. So I'll show you what I'm going to do, but basically I'm going to glue a thumbtack on the back. I'm going to put glue on the back of it and glue that to the board, and that's how I'm going to hang these. They have holes in them, and they're going to get hung on that board. You could do these in any way you want. You could do them with magnets, and Craft Chameleon does sell an acrylic home sign if you didn't want to use the Barnwood. I am a Barnwood fanatic, so I definitely wanted to use the Barnwood, and I just used my Cricut, well, it would have been my Maker then, because this has been a long time. I didn't have my Explorer, so I used my Cricut Maker, and I picked a big bold font, and then I reverse weeded. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done that or if you'd like to see what I mean. But I just used it as a stencil then, and stenciled the H and the M and the E on that board with white acrylic paint. So you just want to spread this in a thin, even layer. And I say thin because I don't see a reason in wasting, but some people like a domed look. But to me, you get enough of a domed look with a thin layer, and then you don't waste as much. So very few times have I wanted a domed look, but every once in a while. So I'm just going to spread this resin out everywhere, and then I will meet you right back. It shouldn't take much longer. So I am just finishing up. I'm at the top where the hole is at, so I'm being very careful to not get resin dripped inside that hole. I will say that this thick UV resin doesn't want to go in the hole, and that's super helpful. And then the other thing I'm going to do is make sure I look down at like table level, and I'm looking for any areas that I didn't get missed or any air bubbles that I want to pop out. So this resin has to be convinced to go to the edge, and so you want to be really careful to make sure you have it convinced to go, but you also want to make sure you didn't push any over, which I actually did right here. So I cleaned my brush, and I'm going to grab it and I'm going to go up right in that crevice where it's coming out, and it cleans up really, really nice. I'm going to double check my bottom that I don't have any hunks on it. I'm going to give my table one quick wipe and set that back down. Last check, and under the light it will go. So you want to make sure that your cup is behind, not in your UV light at all, because it will harden. That's how this hardens. And I'm going to go 99 seconds here. I use a 120 watt nail lamp. Oops, I didn't mean to jiggle it. I grabbed it off Amazon. So I'm going to get a drink of my cup of coffee, and then I'll meet you to hang this up on our sign. All right, I got excited, so I started peeling it off, but the paper backing comes off really easy. And here is our adorable snowflake. So to get it on my sign, so my piece of Barnwood here is 26 inches, but you could do whatever you wanted on this. I'm just going to measure here. I think I want it a little higher. Okay, so, all right, 4 1/4 is where I want my dot. I have a pencil, and then I'm just going to glue right onto that dot. So I have my hot glue gun. I am a hot glue lover. I love that it dries clear. It's just really easy to work with. And then I have a thumbtack. And it dries so quick, which is amazing. All right. The only thing, it does kind of make a stringy mess, doesn't it? Okay, I'm so excited. I want that to dry just a second. So if you click the subscribe button, then you'll see what I'm going to add to my home sign next month. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a joyful day. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.